Ali Lopez Espinoza, answering my study abroad questions. To narrow down my exchange options, I spent extensive time researching professors and research being done at the university, looking at papers, panels, everything. And professors and instructors such as Pablo Simon at Universidad Carlos III and Mark Richard Thompson at City University of Hong Kong gave me a taste of the caliber of instruction and work that's coming out of these institutions, and it really helped provide and immerse myself in more research going into making this significant decision. That helped me sort of research more course catalogs and everything I needed to know. Another thing as well was I wanted to research a lot about the cities and the locations because I wanted to be in places where culture kind of orbits. I wanted a good idea of what it would be like to travel within the cities, but also explore the rest of the country. So that led to extensive analysis on public transit, essential holidays, long weekends, any opportunity I could to fully immerse myself and embrace as much of the culture and the landscapes as I could. I wanted this exchange to not just be about education, but also like cultural knowledge and finding that. And being said, I believe that cultural knowledge is found a lot in food and music. So I spent so much time researching local restaurants, local cooking classes, music from the 80s, music from the 2000s, concerts in the area, anything I could find to enrich my cultural awareness of these small things that really affect the people day to day and really influence the people day to day. I also spent a lot of time watching documentaries, reading books, any program I could get my hands on, just to sort of understand the legacy and the histories of these countries, cities, and schools, because I wanted to go into this exchange having an awareness of the cultural sensitivity related to these places. I'm a very curious person, but I still wanted to ensure that I was asking questions with curiosity, but keeping the pulse on important aspects of culture so I wouldn't overstep and remained positive and immersive in gaining knowledge. The ranking decision was very difficult, but I based it primarily on two things. My wish to really flesh out my Spanish, which took a little bit more precedent over my Mandarin, and also my desire to explore different courses that I thought would be offered at Carlos III Universidad that were what I was expecting more when doing an exchange abroad, slightly more at City University Hong Kong, but it was still a very hard decision to make. Thinking of my first choice university, how I expect Spain and Canada to be very different is the attitude of the people. Canadians and Spaniards have different perceptions of sarcasm, mannerisms, what's considered polite and rude, and it can be a bit of a culture shock. I spent a week in Spain, however, you quickly notice along with those differences in lifestyle and food. I mean, people eating dinner later, shops closing at midday. It's something that as a Canadian you notice, but a difference that's good and makes you want to learn more. Another difference I noticed big is the weather. We are used to dry and cold temperatures here, so experiencing heat and humidity in autumn might be a bit jarring, especially because it can affect your temperament, your outgoingness, and your willingness to get out of your comfort zone. Another thing I expect to be a distinct difference is how Spaniards and Canadians approach multiculturalism, something that really intrigued me. That being said, it leads to different cultural values that I think we have, but still find the similarities in, which is something I really want to learn and explore. University-wise, the campuses are quite different. Universidad Carlos III has 4 different campuses kind of spread around, versus UCalgary, we're used to being in this hub where everything is interconnected, whether it's inside or outside, also leading to difference in class sizes. At UCalgary, I'm used to having a larger lecture setting where you collaborate and talk to your peers in a very different way than I imagine it would be at Carlos III with a smaller class size. The language experience will also be distinct because taking classes in an academic setting in Spanish will be a little bit contrasted to in English, but it's a collaboration and a difference that I think could balance itself. Also, the cost of living within the university, I believe, is a bit different in Carlos III. Food facilities will be a bit more expensive than in UCalgary, so it's something to be conscientious of and prepare for. My previous intercultural experience, I believe, will have the biggest impact on this exchange is my experience going to the Chinese Academy and attending Mandarin school on the weekends. I was immersed in a place where there's a different language, different culture, and I really applaud my teachers because They showed me what it was to have a genuine cultural collaboration and exchange, even as a child, learning how to be respectful and asking questions, learning how to share and innovate your own culture with other cultures and vice versa. And it's something that I've taken into every cultural experience I've had thus, and it's changed my ethos in how I approach learning, but also receiving different influences of society. Personally, I don't believe there will be a cultural adjustment. I don't want to see it as a cultural adjustment. I'm going to a different place with the awareness that it's going to be different, and I'm taking it not as a challenge, but as a learning opportunity. So as things come up, I want to be able to adapt and prepare for them the best I can in a respectful manner. The personal challenge, however, would be it's my first time away from home, and I really want this to be an opportunity for me to trust my instincts and overcome hurdles through my diligence and dedication. And it may be a struggle at first, but I'm determined to make this plunge and really challenge myself and these upcoming challenges in not wavering in my ideas and principles and really being steadfast in myself and my decision making. I will be an ambassador for UCalgary by showing my dedication, consistency in all circumstances when faced with new environments. I want to fully participate and embrace university life abroad, while also simultaneously sharing my passion for UCalgary in Canada by providing shared beliefs and ideas about Canadian culture and knowledge, and especially by representing my school through communication and advocacy for what the Canadian and UCalgary student can bring to the table. As an ambassador, I want to bridge academic and cultural communications with my abroad country and my abroad university, and I want to grow that admiration for intellectual sharing between the two while also promoting Canada. I want to be able to encourage people to visit us and be able to see what Canada provides not only academic but socially.